Aries, hello, it is me, Lauren B, with the Untitled Tarot. Welcome in, take a seat. I have done your reading this week with the Good Tarot, the OG Big Mama deck. We love her around here. First off, I want to get in a little bit of just your energy that's floating around. I'm getting the sense that you guys are very tired because I'm feeling very tired. It's almost, I'm getting a sense of like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's a little bit of that. I also feel like a frozen in time kind of energy. It's almost like one of those scenes in a movie where somebody's standing still in an airport and there's just like rushing, time's going past them, people are going past them, but you feel like very still and frozen in a moment. So that's very interesting to me. I don't know if you feel maybe like time is passing you by very quickly. I'm also getting the sense that you feel like you have a lot of eyes on you, that there isn't a lot of room for error in whatever moves you're making in your life. Again, this is like a very general reading, so this could play out in your friends, in your workplace, or your family, your sex relationships, your personal development, however this plays out for you. But I'm getting the sense that you don't feel as though you have a lot of room for error because a lot of people are looking at you, and any little mistake or move that you make, didn't mean for that to rhyme, but so be it. It will be more heavily criticized than maybe other people's moves. And so it's putting a lot of stress on you on trying to figure out really what your next move is. And I think that's exhausting you a little bit. It's a little bit of like mental anguish. But that happens. I feel like this is it's a reset. It's a re-evaluation time for you and a reset. I'm getting the sense that perhaps you guys had made some choices that were to elevate you, were to ascend you, bring you up a level. And then I feel like something happened. I don't know what, again, it's very general, but something happened that put you in a little bit of a fight or flight mode. And I feel as though perhaps maybe if you got a little scared and so you chose flight. And in doing so, you, it feels like you feel like you pushed yourself back down onto a cycle. And maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but we're here to reset right now. We're in the middle of a reset, Aries. So you have out the Four of Water, so the Four of Cups, you have that out in reverse. And then I had a card from my Dreams of Gaia deck that had popped out, and it's Heaven on Earth, and you got that in reverse. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you, Aries, again, kind of in, I'm hearing Perpetual Motion. What's that song? It's a Faith Hill song. Perpetual Motion. This kiss? Maybe you like country music. I don't know. But I'm almost seeing you guys suspended. You're suspended a little bit, frozen in time. And you're holding up this one. I mean, there's four orbs. There's four water crystals or like water balls for me. But there's this one that you're holding up, almost like a crystal ball, trying to find this clarity. And as I kind of zoom in closer and closer, it looks like this big circle here on this Heaven and Earth card. And I'm getting a sense that you are kind of you're taking a pause for a moment, Aries, and really reassessing what Heaven and Earth is for you. I'm getting the impression that the things that used to make you happy maybe aren't making you as happy as they used to. And you're kind of wondering why that is, right? It's almost a sense of like, I have everything I want, but I'm still not happy. There's that kind of energy. And again, energies could be vice versa or flip. So this could be energy from somebody that like you're very connected to energetically, and I'm picking up on that. But it's this examination, like, what's wrong with me? Like, what am I missing here? Kind of energy. Like, why does this feel like hell and not heaven? Like, why aren't I not happy? Like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's very much what I'm getting. And then you have the 10 of Air out in reverse. So this would be the 10 of Swords. This is, it's an end of a cycle, so that's good. And this is you very much wanting to release. You're trying to figure out how to release this heavy energy. It's like you're an Aries, so you're a fire sign. You're very spunky, you're very sparky, you're very passionate. But all over the board, there's a lot of water energy. There's a lot of air energy. So it's like you're in your feels and you're in your head, right? And it feels like you're having trouble getting that spark like any spark that you maybe are getting or feeling right now is more coming from more of a trigger moment than it is actual like excitement and passion for a person, situation. It feels very vanilla. That's the thing with the coffee. So I have a bunch of coffee over here. Like I said, I'm tired because I've been, whoever's energy, whatever reading I'm going to do first, I sit in that energy for a long time. And then usually I don't even know which reading I'm going to do. And then when I figure it out and I lay everything out, I'm like, oh, that's why my heels hurt. Like, that's why I'm tired. That's why something's going on. And I have a bunch of coffees and I don't normally choose the vanilla one, but I chose the vanilla one today for some reason, which is unusual for me. So I think that you feel like for some reason, like there's a lot going on that you should be happy and excited about, but everything feels very like blasé. Everything feels very vanilla to you, just like unfulfilled, like unsatisfying for some reason. Like there's a piece missing, but you really want to find that piece, which is why you're kind of trying to hold up and examine your life and your situation. Like, what is it about this situation that I'm still not happy about? Like, what's still missing here, right? But it's like you really want to give up the gig. You know, you really want to release that burden. And then again, with this page of air in reverse, pages start journeys. And I'm getting the sense that you might be realizing that either a situation you're in currently or looking back on situations from the past that perhaps I'm getting like false start, like off on the wrong foot, that in the past there have been relationships, opportunities, jobs, friendships, just ways that perhaps you have gone about going about things that you're realizing now maybe you set yourself up for failure, or you didn't give something enough time to gestate, to kind of come fully into form before you release it into the world. You know, it's almost like I'm getting like a preemie, like a premature baby, right? Like it has to be able to be viable outside of the womb, and that in the past, perhaps you didn't employ enough of your logic. You just kind of maybe being a fire sign, being so passionate, maybe you really ran into things, just kind of like very impulsive, instinctual, like, I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. Very Ariana Grande music video kind of feelings here. But I think you're realizing that in doing that, you kind of have taken a few missteps. And so now, in order to compensate for that, now you're really like over logically trying to figure something out. Or it honestly, it feels more like your higher self is trying to figure something out or guide you towards some clarity. And I'm almost getting like maybe like a Band-Aid kind of thing. It's almost like the reality of where you might have taken those missteps might be really uncomfortable for you to come to terms with. And so you're almost trying to ignore it. But in ignoring it, you're exhausting yourself. There's something in that for you. Because then you have it followed up by the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Water, which is new emotional beginnings, new emotional journeys. And you have that out in reverse too. So I think that you're realizing I'm getting a lot of false start energy, that the ways you maybe looked at relationships, the ways you looked at opportunities, the way you approached your friendships, things with your family, ways that you work, how you work, where you work, it wasn't really the best thing for you. Maybe your heart wasn't fully in it. Maybe you weren't ready for it at the time and you did it anyway. Maybe you retreated from things that were good for you and you kind of back to the devil I know sort of energy. And you have the Six of Water, you have the Six of Cups out in reverse. And the thing, this is very much of like a longing card, but in reverse, if you look very closely in the water, in this she's a grown ass lady, in her reflection, it's a little girl. It's a little girl praying. And again, it's like your higher self, your inner child is really trying to, it could be, maybe you aren't actually isolated, like quarantine style. Maybe you are out and about with other people, but it's this real feeling that I feel like you're lonely. I feel like you're surrounded by a lot of people, but you feel kind of frozen in time in this place of loneliness. And it's your higher self and your inner child. They're really trying to get you back to like their bare bones of what you want. It's part of this examination. Like you can't get what you want until you figure out what that actually is. Because obviously, like what's gone on in the past, whatever you thought you wanted, whatever you thought was the way, it didn't come to fruition, right? And sometimes divine detours, we are led down certain paths so that way we can gain emotional skills, healthy coping mechanisms, reconnect with our authenticity, with our purpose, right? Put tools in our toolbox because we'll need them where we're going, right? I'm also being very much minded to like, don't get discouraged when you go down these wrong paths, because it's always for your betterment. It really is for your betterment, because there are skills and realities, truths about yourself that you would not have otherwise known or learned had you not gone off of what seems like a left turn. It actually, you take enough left turns and eventually you end up right. So don't stress about that. And so we have the Five of Water out here, and more than anything having to do with this card traditionally. It's almost like, it's like a big conch shell, right? And she's kind of coming out of it a little bit like a mermaid. But when I'm looking at it in reverse, it almost looks like a narwhal. And I never think about narwhals, but I saw this creature, this shell, and it looks like a narwhal. And the narwhal, they call them the unicorn of the sea, right? And in the animal deck, the unicorn, it's kind of like my spiritual antenna card, right? It's about kind of being in that helmet of intuition, kind of really isolating yourself energetically to kind of figure out what makes you you and what you want, and actually connect. Like, there's too many opinions around you. You're surrounded by a lot of people and everybody's got an opinion, which is why maybe you feel like you have so many eyes on you, and people are going to judge you more so than they would judge other people. It's almost like, oh, there they go again. Oh, they did it again. It's almost like people expect you to fail. People expect you to not be able to rise, to get through whatever issues you've been struggling with for a long time. Which isn't the case, because we always have the ability to reassess, to reset, recenter, right? And then move forward in a way that is best for us. But a thing with narwhals is, a lot of the symbolism is about kind of poking holes through theories. And it's also a lot about, resisting captivity, right? Because narwhals are like cute as a whole button, one whole button, but at the same time, like they can protect themselves, right? And so there's this sense of, by tuning into your intuition a little more, by drowning out, kind of putting yourself in that little pause mode, source putting you in that little pause mode, you're going to be able to drown out a lot of these external energies that are really conflicting with your truth. Because sometimes who we're supposed to be and where we're supposed to go and what we're supposed to do is actually not the same thing as the people around us, right? And as we come more into that authenticity, a lot of those people kind of will fall by the wayside, and you can feel a little lonely in that, right? We have to hold that space in a positive way, so that way what is ours, what is energetically a match to us, family, friends, work, environment, whatever that may be, can come and filter into us. But it's interesting, on my board, it's reversed. So it would be your right arm, which is your masculine side, which is the ways that you output, the ways that you produce, what you put into the world. And so it seems as though source, like I said, your higher self is really trying to like, almost like you're fighting the program a little bit. You're like resisting captivity. I'm getting a little bit of a control issue sense. Like there might have been times where you impulsively have done things to kind of prove your independence to other people, to kind of prove your strength to others as well as yourself. But source is really coming here, almost like trying to not deflate your balloon to make you feel bad, but to kind of poke holes in the theories that you've had about yourself. Like, what is power to you? Like, what is independence to you? Like, how are you? How is what you're doing, the way you're feeling, your own mental thought processes, how is that affecting what you're actually producing and putting out and co-creating into the world, right? There's a lot of that there for you. It's they want you to really, I don't know if it's a reprogramming or a reparenting, but there's a lens. The lenses that you have on, or that you have had on in the past, have really been a little either like rose tinted, like trying to see the best in people, places, and situations, which isn't a bad thing naturally, right? But has really kept you from seeing the truth. Like, maybe this isn't a great match. Like, maybe this isn't a healthy place for me to be. Like, maybe this isn't a place where I should be working. Like, maybe, like, I'm almost getting like mean, like a schoolyard, like Regina Georgie kind of energy, right? It's almost like a pack mentality. I feel like you've been in like very much of like an instinctual fight or flight, get them before they get me kind of energy. It's like very pack mentality, but the fact of the matter is like you are supposed to be a leader. You are meant to stand on your own 2 feet, separate from the pack, right? Which is why I feel like Spirit is kind of putting this pressure on you is kind of making you feel lonely, even if you're surrounded by a lot of people, because they want you to figure out why. Because there's a disconnect. There's a lost in the sauce there, you know, especially with this Narwhal. You are supposed to have your own spiritual antenna where you're reaching out as an individual to source for guidance. What am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? Like, what am I doing here? That's like, I'm getting like a, what am I doing here? And they want to help you figure that out. And I'm getting a lot of like, well, what you're supposed to be doing here is like not worrying about what these other people think about you. It's not like going with the flow all the time. It's not like going with the pack just because the pack provides security. You know, maybe you've let yourself go down a few roads, done things that maybe aren't really like in your best nature, really aren't like to the truth of your soul, but the safety, the security that you get from being in a pact, from being in your friend circle, from staying at a job you've been at for a long time, from just something like that. Like, it's almost like the devil that I know provides me more security and stability, because it's like, at least I know what I'm getting here. And like, there's a strength in numbers sort of thing. And spirit wants to remind you that like, you are very strong on your own, that your independence has to come from a place of empowerment, self-empowerment, self-love, self-preservation, right? To not let the places where we go and the people that we interact with chip away at who we actually are just for the sake of being safe in the group. Because it's a sense of like, this isn't really your group anyway, and that might be why you are feeling lonely in this place or with these people. Because next out you have the Chariot card. You got places to be. You have things to do. That's part of why you're feeling that pressure. It's like, you know, it's how we make diamonds, right? We say that all the time. It's organic pressure to create a diamond, to let you really shine all on your own, without anything else, without anyone else. Just regardless of the place that you're in, on a good day or a bad day, you still shine. It's time to go. It's time to get up and shake things up a little bit. And the way that you're going to have to do that with this Emperor card in reverse, Emperor is Aries energy. It's almost like the ways in which you used to do things, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to get control of yourself. And in doing so, you're gonna have to release control of others, right? Because the only thing we can control is ourselves, the way we feel, what we do, how we act, what we put into the world. And you have to be able to stand in your truth, regardless of if it goes against your group. Your truth is not the same as the group. You need to stand on your own. So you're gonna need to get control of yourself by releasing control of others. There's a big thing there, and you're really going to need to tap in to your high priestess energy. This is your intuition. This is that little nudge inside your soul. It's just like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, and just being like, okay, well, fine, I'll do it. Like, okay, I'll fine. It's like compromise. I feel like you're compromising. There's a sense that you're like compromising away like these bits and pieces of yourself in order to fit in, to maintain this job, to kind of lay a little bit under the radar. But you're really supposed to rise up and shine here. You need to connect with this Narwhal energy. You need to connect with your high priestess. You need to kind of go back to source a little bit. However you do that, there's a big meditation energy here too. So I don't know if some of you guys do yoga, if some of you guys are into Buddhism or, you know, Eastern medicine, herbology. Like, there's something in that. Like, you need some kind of, you need a crystal, you need a sage plant, you need to go do yoga in the park. Like, there's something in that you need to, in order to combat this energetic isolation that you're getting. It's almost like you need to match that with physical isolation. There's too many things buzzing around you. There's too many people that you feel like are watching you, keeping an eye on you, being very critical of the moves that you make, almost like you're expecting people to criticize you before they do. And I'm getting the sense that you're not wrong in that assumption, but in order to combat that, you actually should physically isolate yourself a little bit. I mean, I'm not there. I don't think that they want you to go into full hermit mode or anything, but you need to like be taking more time for yourself. Go for a walk by yourself. Go take a bubble bath and read for a little bit. Go for a run. Like, you need to do kind of physically isolate yourself so that way you have not only energetic distance, but physical distance between you and other people, so you can kind of get a better idea of like who you are and what you actually want to do and why, more importantly, why you're doing what you're doing and why you want to do certain things moving forward. And I'm also very, very drawn to two things on this card. It's actually sort of hypnotizing me, which is beautiful. One, there's a star under her left eye. Left, that's your female side. That is your feminine side. That is your receiving side, where you receive messages, spirit, and it's a star, right? So it's like a new spark of hope, a new idea, a new dream. Spirit is trying to get you to see, trying to help you receive a new star, a new spark of intuition. It's almost like a North Star. They're trying to show you your North Star, but there's so much clutter around you. It could actually be physical clutter. You might have to like clean your space up, purge out some of your old clothes, something like that. Like there's a spiritual and a physical connection in the people that you're dealing with, your actual home environment, your work environment. There's too much crap around you that you can't even see your own North Star. So that's why you don't know which way to go, right? And there's a lack of faith in yourself, in trusting your own gut instincts, which is why I think in the past, when you kind of went to level up, it's like almost like you got afraid of heights a little bit, and you were like, oh, I didn't know I could get this high, and it's freaking me out, like fight or flight, and you kind of flew off. So they're trying to kind of send you something back in here. I'm also very drawn to her lips because they're beautiful, but I'm also getting a big sense that you need to watch what you're saying right now. I think Libra and Gemini had this a little bit too. Yours is in a different aspect. Their messages were a little bit, they need to be mindful of how much of their good news or their progress, or they have to move in silence a little bit because there are some petty ass people running around. And I do get that for you, but more so with this card, I'm getting the sense of very parrot spirit, like watch your words, like be very mindful of what you're saying and how you're saying it to people, because I'm getting the sense that, and it's all of this blue, that in trying to express your truth, I'm getting the sense that, like, this could be vice versa or flipped, energy is very fluid, that you don't actually really know right now what your truth is. So when you go to express what you think may be your truth, you might be coming off a lot colder. You might be coming off very cold, maybe a little pokey. I'm getting like that Narwhal again, like pokey, like you might be poking at people unintentionally, or maybe intentionally. I don't know, Aries, I don't know. But that you really need to be mindful of your words, because I'm getting the sense that you might be again, it's almost like you're trying to exert your independence, but it feels not from a sense of empowerment necessarily. It almost feels maybe like a little spite, like you can't tell me what to do energy a little bit, like, oh, you don't want me to do that? Well, watch me do it twice, right? Because like that's what you think your truth is. That's where you feel like your power is coming from. But you might come to realize down the line that what you thought was your truth was actually not so. It was your projections, your assumptions, and also your collection of other people's truths, other people's opinions that actually you might find out later don't actually connect and resonate with the truth of what is actually deep buried in your heart, right? So be really mindful of what you're saying, because I'm also getting like you might be hurting people's feelings. There might be something that you're doing or that you're acting, you might be coming off very cold to people, and you might be hurting people's feelings. I'm getting that really strongly. So really be mindful what you say. It's almost like you don't want something that you say or do right now. And again, this is two. So this is a card about balance and duality, right? That you don't want anything that you're saying or doing right now to come back and bite you in the ass. So it's almost like keep a little closed-lipped right now, because you're still figuring out your own balance and what is right for you. You're still trying to like clear out the clouds to find your North Star and go forward. So just be kind to yourself in that process, but also just be a little kind to others too, right? Because what you might be speaking as truth right now, you might come to find out is not truth later. But with this King of Fire card, a little fire energy, thank you. This I love. And right here, he's got this big, beautiful heart, right? And right in his chakra, but I love that it's red. So that's that sacral energy. It's really the sense of having to connect your heart space, like with your lower chakras, right? That's the feelings of abandonment, rejection, fight or flight, all of that instinct, that pure instinct, which can be used to like put coals on a fire, feed that passion, Like really keep the engine running. But when it's connected to your heart space, that's really how you move forward, right? Because you take the authenticity, like just the purity, right? It's almost like this inner child, this inner child, the things that you loved when you were little, right? And connecting it with the passion of your adult body, of your adult spirit. And really, I mean, King of Fire is the King of Wands, like being able to make plans, make solid plans, where in the past, maybe you acted a little impulsively, right? But now it's saying, listen, we know you had a lot of false starts. We know maybe you went into things without thinking them through fully. Maybe you overinvested, maybe you underinvested. However you moved in the past, it wasn't really from the most authentic place, right? And so now it's like, now you have a lot of clutter. And so it's like, you have to clear it out. We're isolating you. We want you to isolate yourself a little bit, kind of give yourself that room, that energetic space to kind of reorganize your thoughts, your feelings, what you want, where your priorities lie, where you put value. It might not be where other people put value in things. It might not be what other people prioritize, but it doesn't matter what other people think. No one is going to die on your hill for you, Aries. So you need to make sure at the end of the day, you're right with yourself. You're feeling right with spirit and source, and that in all of your moments, you feel really good about what you're doing and what you're producing and how you're treating yourself and how you're treating others, right? So it's really to move forward, which you want to do. They are trying to help you do. You're going to have to really redefine a little bit what is happiness to you? What does a healthy love look like to you? What do you look like to you? Right? Like, who are you really? Without your friends, without your family, without your job, without all these labels that we put. I mean, this is called Untitled Tarot for a reason. It's like, take yourself out of the box. All the little boxes that people put you in. All your little labels. Ways that you label yourself. Take yourself out of that so that way you can move forward. Like, it's not redefining yourself, it's actually just finding yourself. You have to go out and you have to find yourself. And I'm also seeing on this horse, right on his third eye, it's like this crown jewel, and it's blue. It's truth, right? To it's almost like it's like when your camera lens is dirty and you have to clean it off, right? It's almost like your third eye has like a filter it's like a very 3D filter on it from trauma, drama, everybody around you. It's like you need to clean that lens so that way your third eye, your intuition is actually coming from a place of true connection, true authenticity, true truth, your truth, so that way you can move forward. And we're going to do that by getting in control of ourselves, by releasing control, releasing trauma bonds, releasing attachments to these people, places, and things that maybe have been around for a long time. Maybe we know they're not the best for us, but they're just hard for us to let go of because we're so ingrained in that. But to really like start using your gut instinct a little bit more. Separate what is intuition and what is a trigger moment. So that way you can make plans that not only are passionate, but also are coming from a really beautiful, loving heart space, a space where things can grow for you, right? And then you have out this Magician. So that way you can manifest. You can create this alchemy. You can start really co-creating your life. Really have, there's also like a creative accountability, like taking a little responsibility for the way things have gone for you and the ways that you enabled them to do so, right? But I'm also getting like a sorting hat energy. Like you thought you were a Gryffindor, but turns out you're a Hufflepuff. And you're like, well, nobody likes a Hufflepuff. Everybody likes a Hufflepuff. Everybody likes a Hufflepuff, okay? So it's a sense of like your truth might come into conflict with people. Maybe you're not as cool, like you're not into all the cool kid things, you know, that everybody around you is. But that's okay because that's your business. That's your business, Aries. And you have the 9 of Air, so that's the 9 of Swords, and you have it in reverse. So moving forward, they're saying, we really want you to get out of your head. Stop torturing yourself. Take accountability for all the ways that maybe you have misstepped, right? But we're get yourself back on track. Separate yourself from these people and figure out your shit a little bit. Let's reassess. And I've never noticed this in this card before, so it's so fascinating that on the bottom of her wings, I'm noticing this blue that I've never noticed before, and it looks like a butterfly. It's like, get out of your head and allow yourself to transform. It's like, almost like, don't you deserve that? Don't you want that? It's like you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're surrounded by all these people and you're still lonely. It's like, allow yourself to transform. Yes, you might end up different. Yes, maybe you won't be able to hang out with the caterpillars anymore. And yes, you might have to go in a chrysalis and feel a little ooey gooey and feel a little weird and vulnerable, right? But you're not. because you are connected to source. You are being protected by source. So that way you can come out and be a butterfly in a world full of squawking seagulls, all of that noise, all these eyes on you, everybody's got an opinion, right? Fuck them, because you are meant to be a butterfly. You have the Chariot, the High Priestess, you have the Magician. This is a major arcana, baby. Like, you are meant to soar. You are meant to fly. You have to let yourself do that. It might mean you have to fly away from some people, places, and things, but you're not happy where you are anyway, is what I'm getting. And with the Seven of Earths, the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, give up. It's like, give up the gig. Like, you know something's not working for you, if it's a relationship, if it's people that you're hanging out with, if it's a job, if it's whatever it is, whatever seeds that you've planted, and you're like, why won't these grow big and beautiful like I want them to? Like, I don't understand. Like, because they're not your seeds. Maybe you shouldn't work here. Maybe you shouldn't be hanging out with those people. Maybe you need space from your family. Maybe you need to redefine what a healthy friendship looks like for you. Maybe you need to go find a different kind of work that makes you feel good every day when you get there, and it makes you feel good when you're done, right? So that way you can Three of Water, Three of Cups, celebration. I'm also getting a very bare bones energy here, like back to basics. And 3 is a number of divinity too. Like, you don't need all of this extra stuff. You don't need all of these people. You don't need, again, I'm getting like clutter. Do you have like a shopping thing? Are you guys like shopping addicts? There's like a clutter, like buying things, like putting, like, it's almost like cover it up. It's like putting on costumes. You keep putting on costumes on yourself, and none of them like fit right. Nothing fits right. It's like, you need to take it all off. Get back down to your pure nature. The way, just naked as a baby, naked as the day you were born. You don't need all of these people. You don't need all of these clothes. You don't need all of this drama. You don't need all of these extra things around you to kind of fill that space for you. Like, let that space be empty and figure out why you're lonely, or why you're unhappy, or why you're just unsatisfied in a certain aspect of your life. Because I think that you will find that you will get much further with much less. But that comes from reevaluating, reprioritizing where we put our time, where we put our love, where we put our energy. But once we do that, you get the happiest card in the deck, another major arcana. You get the Sun card. There is life on the other side of this for you. There is. And 19, 1 and 9, that is a 10. Again, another card of completion. You have to allow yourself to complete this cycle. This is a lesson that we need to learn right now, because it's like this cycle's dead and you're kind of clinging on to it, because it's just like, you have to be honest with yourself that some of these things gotta go, that there are aspects of yourself that you need to work on. But once you admit that, once you do that, you create that space, you create, like, it's like opening up the blinds. Like, you can let the sunshine come in for yourself and really feel that warmth. You will get farther with less than you're thinking that you need. You don't need all of this stuff, is what I'm getting. And it probably will create a little bit of a tower moment for you, right? And tower moments aren't always bad. A tower moment could be a breakup. It could be you get let go from work. It could be something traumatic happens to you. Absolutely. But a tower card could also be you meet somebody new. It could be like you decide to go back to school. It could be, you know, you win money on a scratch off. Like, it's just any kind of shakeup, right? It's anything that is a little bit of a shakeup for you. But in doing that, again, it's like putting stuff in a sifter at the beach and shifting it out, so that way it's like all the sand goes away and you get all like the really good shells. The Sun comes with a shakeup. And I think that potentially that was a situation that you had before. You had a tower moment and it scared you, because I think you realized that what you were going to have to leave behind, and it was a lot for you. And so fight or flight, instead of fighting to grow towards the sun, you flew back to the nest. And Spirit is saying, no, allow yourself to be a butterfly. Allow yourself to fly on your own wings. Fly on your own wings, because you're much, much stronger than you realize, and you don't need as much as you think you do to get where you want to go. But we need to stop, we need to reassess, so that way you can figure out what that really is for you, what that really means for you. This is 34 minutes. I really want to pull an advice card. And so I'm going to do that, because that's my business. Okay, this is a Spirit Animal Oracle. I just want to pull this little advice card for you, because I feel like we need it. We need a little extra pat on the ass from Source. So let's see. What do we got, Spirit? Little advice card for Aries. A little pick me up. There's a lot going on. Oh, okay, okay. Ah, yes. You guys might be seeing a lot of 1s, a lot of 7s, 71, 17, and a lot of 8s. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. You don't have to do it on your own. You're not just floating through space and nobody's watching you except for these seagulls. Spirit's keeping an eye on you. They want you to talk to them. Talk to your guides. Talk to your angels. Talk directly to source. Be like, what do you want me to do? Please show me a sign. They will give you a sign that you can understand, whether it's a song, whether it's a number, whether it's a bird that flies, with whatever it is that you associate with a positive, encouraging message from source, whatever your breadcrumb is, they will leave it for you, but you have to ask them for it because we have free will in this life. And so, yes, there are things like divine detours. Yes, there's, divine intervention. Absolutely. Yeah. But you, in order to get that extra level of help, that extra guidance, that extra hold my hand through this spirit, right? You need, because you have free will, you need to ask them for help. We can't get help unless we ask for it. So you need to, part of that's the releasing of the control, right? That you cannot always do everything on your own, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it with all of these other people. You're looking for love in all the wrong places. You're looking for support in all the wrong places. You need to look up. You need to look up, my little baby rams, okay? So I love you. What is this? I don't want me to look at this. 16, yeah, Wombat Spirit. Be at home. Take it back down a notch. Maybe don't go out this weekend. Maybe just bring it, reel it in. Reel it all back in, okay? All right, Aries. I love you guys so much. I love you endlessly. I hope that this message found you well. I really, really hope that it was helpful for you. It's a little bit of heavy energy, but you guys are just, you're so close to a breakthrough. So keep working. I'm really proud of you. We all have to reset sometimes. It's good. It's a good thing to do. Spring, summer cleaning, inside and out, right? So I hope that this found you well. All of my information is in the description box. All the decks I use, my email for personals, my Instagram, all my things, all my peeps, all my homes, okay? So I will see you next time. Take care of yourself, Aries. Goodbye.